At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our Mayor, Dean Esposito.
Thank you all very much, and especially for being here today. You know, God's blessed us with another beautiful day for the advancement of education here in the city of Danbury. It's a little windy, but it's not as cold as last week, right? So we're good. You know, for me, this is a heartfelt day. We've been working and working and working to ensure the advancement of education and the space that we need. Principal Donovan's here today, was a key figure in helping us move this forward. But there's so many people that work diligently every single day and with transparency to make sure that we got the best possible location for the students of this city and the taxpayers of this city. This location provides 1,800 spots for parking. This location provides a middle school, a high school, administrative and office building. This is what the future of Danbury needs. And that's why we pushed so hard in less than 1 year, we provided this location for the people of the city of Danbury. As I said, there's so many people to thank, right from my staff. Antonio Iadarola, thank you so much. Your staff was outstanding. Dan, where's Dan Petrovich? Dan was outstanding as an engineer, working us forward. Our legal team, we all know Bob Yaman. Bob is committed 100% of his time to this effort and getting this done as short a time as possible. Because we all know there's a time crunch on this project. And these guys know it better than anybody. They put their heart and soul into this project to move it forward as fast as humanly possible. And anybody that wants to check the books and see where we've been, they can. Anybody. So the goal here is to provide for the students of this city as fast as possible, and I believe that's what we've done. And I want to congratulate you on those efforts. Thank you. Also, we got Dan Casagrande and his team at Kramer and Anderson that worked side by side with Bob Yaman and the rest of the legal team to move this forward. We had a closing. We moved from one location that was predetermined when I got into office. We moved from that location to this one, and we determined what we had to do to make this possible. In less than 1 year, we had a referendum. We went to referendum, and the people of Danbury supported this project 100% and passed it. So the goals are simple: to answer their concerns and move this project forward. So those that have worked so diligently on this project, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And the people of the city of Danbury and the taxpayers that believed in what we were doing, they know this is the right location, and this is the future of Danbury today. You know, an old-time Danburian told me the other day, this is one of the best things to happen to Danbury since the invention of the hat. How about that? So we're going to move forward. I want to thank you all so very much, everyone here, I want to thank for being here, because Danbury is the shining star of Connecticut. Danbury is the place to be. We're growing each and every day, and it's going to be the best possible scenario for our students, and the students are our future. We all know that. Those that pay taxes for schools, some have kids in school. Some say to me that are senior members, well, I don't have any kids in school, but I'm still willing to invest my taxes in the future of Danbury, and those are the students that we have. So thank you all so very much. Thank you. It's my honor right now to call upon Kevin Walston, our superintendent of schools. Kevin came aboard, as you know, from as an assistant, and I got to tell you, this guy is putting his heart and soul into everything he does for the students of this city, for the students, the administration, the teachers. We're working together to make sure everyone gets a fair shake, the teachers and the administration, but most of all our students, and those are the ones that we concerned with the most. Kevin, if you please say a few words.
Mayor, thank you for those kind words. Today's groundbreaking is both a literal and figurative celebration. We are certainly breaking ground on a new building that will usher in a new school, but more importantly, Today signifies a groundbreaking transformation to the way Danbury is going to go about the business of educating our children. Starting next fall, ninth grade students in Danbury Public Schools will receive instruction tailored to their unique interests to provide them more specific skills that will make them more competitive in both the college application process as well as the regional job market. It is no longer enough to simply provide a general learning experience and hope that those skills are enough to transfer over to the job market. Danbury has decided that it will be more deliberate in helping students find the skills they need to take control of their learning and dictate the terms of their own futures. We are the first in the state, and you probably heard it a number of times, we are the first in the state to take on this type of challenge, and we anticipate on becoming a model for the state of Connecticut. For their respective leadership in this process, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Assistant Superintendent Dr. Kara Casimiro, Principal Donovan, and Principal Dan Donovan for their countless hours they have dedicated to this initiative. I'm also grateful to the City Council, Mayor Esposito, and the leadership of the entire board. Some of those board members are here today, so I'll take this opportunity to thank Mr. Russo, and I did take attendance, please excuse me, Teresa Bouzaid, and I want to thank you, Teresa, I did see you out in the audience. Michelle Coelho, Julie Miliano, Al Russo, and of course, our Vice Board Chair is here today, Lauren Daly. In addition, I also want to, of course, take this opportunity. Board Chair Ralph Professor cannot be here this afternoon. He has a conflict with work. Certainly want to thank him for his support, but also want to take this opportunity to thank the two previous board chairs that I worked with before Ralph. One is here today, and that's our new state rep, Rachel Chaleski. I want to thank you for all of your support. And then, of course, for previous board chair, Gladys Cooper, who's also cannot be with us today, but I also want to thank her for her support in this initiative as well. And there's just really too many folks to name, but Dr. Casimiro, who I named previously, there's an entire team who is working on the educational specs of this work. I can't thank all of them enough. I know Brent Dean is here today, but there's an entire team of curriculum administrators and supervisors who's behind the scenes to make sure this magical ride that we're on right now is going to be special for all of our kids and the families of Danbury. But once again, I want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor and his team, Antonio specifically, for getting us here and for moving us forward. We are ready for 24-25. Thank you, Mayor. So next up, for a couple of words, is our Vice Board Chair, Ms. Lauren Daly. Ms. Daly.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the board, I just want to say we are so excited, and this is a moment we've been waiting for, and just a huge thank you to everyone, Kevin and his team, the city, Mayor Esposito, Antonio, just everyone behind this project. It's going to be great for Danbury, great for the children, great for the staff. We're just very excited, and again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's my honor to introduce our city man of the hour, the guy that does everything for us here, Antonio Itrola, was a key figure in getting this project moving forward from the beginning to today to the end. And I want to thank him. Thank you again, Antonio, and have a few words. Thank you.
I really want to thank the council who continuously puts faith in me and my department and all of the city departments responsible for this project. The Board of Education, we've been doing projects with you guys since I got here. I don't think There's been 1 or 2 years we haven't built schools or renovated schools, so I want to thank you for your continued support, but the trust that you put in us. And I just also want to thank the mayor's office. There isn't one time that I don't hit a roadblock that I go see the mayor and his staff, and they pull together and figure out how we're going to get past it. So I want to thank all of them for their help. There's a couple of city departments that were instrumental in getting this project going. So I'm just going to take a minute because without them, I would have never been able to get to where we are today. So first of all, the city of Danbury taxpayers that went out on this referendum and supported it incredibly well. A lot of votes, a lot of investments being made here. Everybody's behind it. I want to again reiterate the Board of Education and the Board of Education administration that I work with. Kevin, his team, phenomenal. The law department, as we mentioned, this is a full-time job for several attorneys in getting this project moved forward. Purchasing department, planning and zoning, the building department, fire marshals, health department, our zoning board of appeals, who had to produce a decision on this property to let it move forward, the planning commission, the EIC, all of our state legislators, and I also want to thank Cardis, who allowed us to come in here and do our due diligence while we were in the middle negotiating the purchase. So they've been great. I also want to thank Worcester School directly behind us. Without them, we wouldn't really be in a purchase environment. They had to mitigate some issues, which they worked with us to do. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the State Office of School Construction Grants and Review. I know they're here. Doug Rogers, if you could just, Doug and his team, let me just tell you about this team. We were going in a complete different direction in another location. I called their office and I said, we have a little problem. We're shifting gears. We're going to another location. They never said no. They never said, you got to be out of your mind. Although they were probably thinking it. But let me tell you, we collectively took the Titanic and spun it. And this is where we are today. And it's all because of their help. The entire team, let me tell you, is unbelievable. The support that I got day to day. Bob Selmer, I can call him on a weekend, picks up his phone, he's incredible. So let's put our hands together for these guys. Thank you. And all I want to tell you is we'll see you here in about 18, 20 months when we actually have a ribbon cutting ceremony. So thank you. Thank you for coming.
Again, thank you also very much. Before we wrap it up, Vinny DeGiulio is going to come up and make a few words. But, once Antonio, this is such an exciting day. I'm remiss to say that I missed one of the key factors of this whole project. We went to referendum to the citizens of the city of Danbury, and we knew that our state delegation worked so hard to get the monies that gives us an 80% reimbursement on a huge part of this project. And I have to stand here today and thank each and every one of you, Senator, state representatives, David Arcani, who's not a state representative anymore, Ken Gucker, those that worked, stepped up, and stood side by side with us to make sure that we got the funds from the state of Connecticut that will support this project. And they're going to do the same, I'm praying, for the future of the education of this city. And I want to thank you very much. And if you could please step up here so to be recognized. We're all right here, I guess, right? Okay, certainly. David Arcani's out there somewhere. I'd like to have him come up. I apologize for not recognizing you earlier, but Antonio reminded me, and it was a rookie mistake, but we're going to get things right in the future. These are the people that stepped up and worked together side by side going from over the aisle to each other to make sure that we got the funding that we need. There's another portion that we need in the future. I know that they're going to focus on that, work together to provide those funds that we desperately need to support the taxpayers of the city. This is a huge investment, but we saved a lot of money in the long run repurposing this building, and that'll be evaluated, I'm sure, every step of the way to make sure things were done right and things are moving forward correctly. And again, I just want to thank you all very, very much.